Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video since the beginning of September, so I don't know why it feels so awkward for me right now. But today I want to talk about the new Morphe and Ashley Strong palette that came out, or the collection I should say. She did bring out a collection, but I only have the palette, but look at that packaging, and I have the liner palette. I would have gotten the lip glosses, but I just felt like I didn't need them because I either have lip glosses that are that color or they're just not for me. You guys know lately I've been wearing a lot of black lipstick, so yeah. So I want to go ahead and show you guys this palette first. I love the packaging on this palette. It's stunning. I'll probably never get rid of it. This is the Affirmation Magic palette, and I love Ashley. If you guys don't know who she is, I will leave her link down below. I know a lot of people liked the palette, but they weren't happy that it was Morphe that was coming out with the palette. I have mixed feelings about Morphe most of the time, but I mean, I like the brand, but I didn't agree with all of their choices. But yeah, anyways, the front of the palette looks exactly like the box, and it opens up like this. And I went the little piece of plastic, but this is what the inside looks like. I would read you guys what all the stuff says on the inside, but I'm pretty sure you can see on the pictures online what it says. That way I'm not making the video super long. I love the tones of this palette, which is why I bought it. I really love how I could get my more neutrals and then my more deeps. You guys know I love really deep eyeshadow lately. So yeah, I am thinking I'm going to do something probably green today. I always do green. Maybe we'll do blue or purple. I'm not sure yet. I have no clue. Maybe I'll go a completely different route. I'm not sure. But you guys know me. Once I see green, I'm always doing green. And now for the cake liner palette, I showed you guys the front packaging. Again, it is the same on here. And I know there's a little protective piece. But here is the liners. The reason I wanted this cake liner palette is because, one, I've never tried Morphe cake liners before. And two, when do you ever see these colors in a palette, or just in general, unless you're hunting for that color specifically and you find maybe a small business? I never see anybody put out colors like these first two. And I hardly ever see deep blue eyeliners. Now these are water activated, so I do have my little cup here. I'm going to put water in so we can test these out. But first I'm going to swatch the palette for you guys after I tell you guys that I had to go up to free shipping. So I did buy 3 new brushes. This is the M513 brush. It is a round blender brush. I got the M250. It is a detail liner brush. I got it because, hello, we have liner here. And then I have the M503. I was just throwing stuff in the cart because I needed free shipping. I didn't know this palette was going to be released also on Ulta and whatnot. And I just bought it the same day it launched on Morphe. So I wish I would have bought it on Ulta because then I would have gotten my points, but it is completely okay. And then I've never tried Morphe lipstick before, and this was on sale. And of course it's a red. I've never tried their lipstick, but I've always loved their packaging. And this one is called Tease. I think it is stunning. Hopefully it'll go with a look we're doing today, so I can test this out. I love the packaging of their lipstick. It's like this, and it's really sleek, and it has their logo. I mean, the name of the brand on front, and then the M on the top. So yeah, that was pretty much all I got in my little haul. Let me go ahead and swatch the palette for you guys so we can test it out on our eyes. Okay, so I think the palette swatches lovely matte-wise. Shimmer-wise, I'm not too wowed about it. Some of them feel scratchy, I guess you could say, because it probably has some pressed glitter in it for the shimmer or whatnot. That's kind of more chunky than others. The only shimmer shade that swatched really smooth and buttery is I Am Radiant, which is the shimmery golden color right there, which I expected because it's a shimmery gold. Most of them, they probably pulled it the same formula from a nude palette that they had. But overall, we can just judge it when it's on my eyes instead of judging it when it's on my arm, because I had no primer on my arm and I just went in with my finger instead of a brush. So let's go ahead and try out this palette and let's create a look with it. So I'm going to go ahead and not talk through this because we still have to review the liner palette as well. And I don't want this video to be super long because I'm not really posting that many videos. And I know you guys probably don't want to be like, oh, she uploaded again, but she uploaded like a 20-minute video, which just might be. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. I won't talk through this. I will just, you know, point to the shade and then put it on my eye. Okay, so right away, I will say that this palette is not easy to work with at all. It is not blending. I don't know if it's because I put one color down as like an helper shade and then kind of like blended it all out on my lid first by accident because I thought I was going to go a completely different route. I don't know if it's that or if it's the primer I use or if it's just the palette itself. But over here, my green keeps like pulling up and like blending out. Over here is fine, but over here is not. And I'm going to keep patting green down. The shimmer that I use, the purple one, it is the stiffest shadow I think I have probably ever used in a Morphe palette. It is not wanting to work with me. So far, I really don't care for the palette right now. Seeing as it is giving me a lot of problems, like this shimmer shadow. I even put setting spray on it and it's still like not doing like what other palettes do. Blending wise, it's very stiff. It doesn't want to move, and the fact that my green keeps like blending off here and becoming a lighter green is basically pissing me off. I want to like the palette a lot because I really do love the tones, but right now I'm like not enjoying it at all because I keep trying to make this look very dark and witchy, and it's just not working for me. Because the more green I blend, the more lighter it's like not changing from it's not going like this. I don't know, maybe if I'll put the black down, it'll be better. Like I'm just gonna add some black here instead. Like they're blending out with ease, but they're blending away, if that makes sense. Like they're like staying, but then once I start to blend, they're just like, oh, peace out. So I'm just like, it's definitely right here is what's making me mad. So I might just have to like not blend right there and just deal with that. But then like my eyeshadow doesn't look it looks harsh where the like the shimmer is, then you can't even see the shimmer. So yeah, I think what I'll have to do is play with this palette more to see if anything gets better, because right now I think this look is pretty, but I think it was way too difficult to achieve this look when I feel like I could have gotten the same look with maybe like one of my ColourPop palettes or something like that. Maybe I will try it again with a different primer. I will do a follow-up video to this video with a different primer, but as for right now, I am just not a huge fan. So let's move on. I know the eyeliner probably is going to make my eyeshadow probably fade away. Right here is a harsh line. Like, I'm just not having a good eyeshadow time right now. The look is pretty, like it's very bold. I feel like you could do like, it's Halloween's coming up, so I feel like if you wanted to do like a more witchy look, this eye look was only, well, now 3 shades, and I just blended the green, well 4 technically, because I used that first helper shade. So 4 shades, and then like it just looks really nice depending on what angle you're looking at me from, because I feel like the more I look at it, the more I see where the shadows are like skipping and, you know, not working out for me. I definitely need to try another primer, because I do want to know if it is the primer or the palette or me or what, because it's pissing me off at the fact that this palette is not working for me, because it's expensive. Like, palettes like these are expensive, and then for them to just not be up to standard, like, especially because Morphe, I own Morphe palettes and I've never had this issue before, so I think that's what's making me mad. But let's try out the liner palette. I'm gonna try out the new brush with it. I mean, for an affirmation palette that is supposed to make me like start every day or start my routine, you know, happy and telling myself a bunch of things, and for it to perform like this doesn't even make me want to like feel anything but anger. So yeah, so let's try out let's try out the liner palette before I get any more aggravated, because as nice as I think this look is, it's the fact that I had to go through so much, and I just feel like it's not even like blended the best that I could blend. Maybe I'm having an off day. Maybe it's the palette. I have no clue. I always try to blame myself before I blame these palettes though. I have learned that I always try to find the good in every makeup product, even when it's not good. And I drive myself like crazy thinking about it, because I'm like, why do you do that? If it's like not good, then it's just not good. But you know, I always want to tell myself that, you know, maybe it could be good if you do this, that, or the other. So I'm going to swatch the liners on my arm and then show you guys. Okay, so the liners swatched pretty okay. I will say that I have my doubts about the blue shade, because as soon as I put water on it, it kind of already just like absorbed into the actual liner. And then like it took me like a bigger drop of water to like, you know, get it going. If you're wondering what the liners look like after you like put your brush in them, I don't know how well you can see it, but it does leave that, which I mean, it's a product, it doesn't bother me. The lightest one barely shows up on my arm, but hopefully you guys could see that when I swatched it. I think I am going to go pretty cliche today and probably do black, but I'm not really sure. I think my favorite swatch of them all was probably this one here. It was very nice and pigmented when I swatched it on my arm with the brush. I am using that Morphe M250 brush. I used to have another Morphe liner brush that I can't find right now in my brushes. It was my favorite liner brush ever besides the Makeup Shack liner brush that I have. I like really thin, like, well, not like super thin, but I like these like pointier brushes. Some of them tend to, you know, have stray hairs, which drives me nuts kind of, because like sometimes like the more you use them, the more like stray hairs they get for some reason. So hopefully this one works better. I do have a Suva one that I like a lot too. I own a lot of liner brushes, but a lot of them are like, see how all like the stray hairs are out of there? And I feel like if I cut them, I will somehow ruin the brush. I don't really even know why it's like that, because I barely use these brushes. This is from that BH Cosmetics that I've had for like, feels like 10 years now. But yeah, let's try out the black one. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use the black liner. Hopefully I don't mess my eyeliner up. I do my eyeliner on camera and I always mess it up, so here's to probably messing it up. Alrighty, you guys, and here is the finished look. My hair is wet because I washed it last night. I hate when my hair is wet when I do looks. I just don't like how it looks. It has like, it's like flat and has no volume. But anyways, let's talk about this palette more because I do want to touch on this palette a lot, just for the simple fact that I am disappointed, but also you know, wanting to try it out again in another video. So for first impression, I like how the palette looks. The packaging is really great. The color story is absolutely amazing. I just do not think that they like to stick to my eye all that well. Like, they blend pretty nicely. The blending was fine. I didn't have any trouble like blending them out. I had trouble with them staying when they blended. I feel like once I started blending, the eyeshadow started, you know, just going away. Definitely on this eye, on this eyelid, it would not stay on all that well. Pretty much covered up that area with the eyeliner anyways, but that's not the point. The point is when I don't want to do like heavier eyeliner or eyeliner at all, I don't know if this palette will cooperate and not be so patchy, splotchy, whatever you want to call it. So I am disappointed in that area. I will need to try it again with different eyeshadow primers, and I will do a follow-up video as soon as possible with this palette of me just using it and trying it out again, because I really want this palette to work, because I didn't spend all that money on Morphe for it to not work for me. I am not a fan of the shimmering shades that I use. Well, the shimmering shade that I use, the purple one, I am not a fan. It is way too, like, how do I say it? Like, there's a lot of kickback in the pan because I had to dig into the eyeshadow to even get it out. Now, I don't know if it's technically like a topper shade, but I did use my finger as well, and the payoff was still the exact same. So I'm not a fan of the shimmers. I don't know if they were like maybe pressed too hard or what, but they are just not soft, buttery, creamy. They do not glide on all that well, so I'm not happy there with the shimmering shadows. And I feel so weird talking about this palette like this because you guys know I never really talk bad about makeup palettes, but you know, I bought this because I liked it. I like Ashley. It's not her fault. This has nothing to do with her. She's not the one who, you know, was in there in the factory formulating these, but her name is on this. So it kind of, you know, reflects back to her a little bit. But I like Ashley, I like Morphe, but I am just very disappointed that I just did not like this eyeshadow palette right away. I will try putting a base down next time if I can remember, and then seeing if the eyeshadows stick to that better instead of just using a setting spray, my finger, or just a dry brush. There is a lot. The thing is I feel like I should not have to do that with this palette. I feel like it should have worked the first time around. So I'm disappointed, but you know, willing to give it another try. Just like any other eyeshadow palette that I'm not really into, I'm always down to give them another try and try out new things. So next time I do a look, I will definitely be using this again. Yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. This look is really cool if you were wanting to do something more easy for, you know, Halloween. You want like more witchy eyeshadow or anything like that, more deep eyeshadow. You could definitely recreate this look and it would be really nice. You don't have to do the liner as big as I did, or you don't have to do the liner at all. But yeah, speaking of liner, I did really like the cake liner palette. I do need to try the blue out on my eye because I am a little skeptical about that one. But overall, they glide really nicely. It does dry down more matte, which I really like. It's really nice. It performs pretty much like any other, you know, water activated liner. But I mean, the brushes I used were really nice too. I do have the lipstick on in the middle of my lip. It didn't really go with this eye look because it's more like a orangey toned red, but it's alright. I don't worry about it. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about this palette. Please let me know if you guys are looking forward to a part 2 because I will get that done as soon as possible. I'm not sure when it'll go up considering the fact that October is going to be very busy for me. If you guys would like to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, if you'd like to also follow me over on Instagram, that is where I mainly update that I put videos up. If you got this palette, please let me know if yours performs the exact same way or if you're having a better time than me, because I really want to know if it's just me, the primer, I don't know. Yeah, let me know if you guys are excited for part 2. Let me know what kind of look you would like to see for part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. All the important information you need to know will be down in the description box below, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.